call you off here in just a second. Sarah, you're first on the card. And again, have lots of fun. Oh, and somebody will win something on their very first throw. We have a Vibram tournament stamp disc that we want to give to whoever is CTP on this hole. So. Our last group of the day, the lead card for the Open Women's Division at the 2015 Rocky Mountain Women's Disc Golf Championships. First on the tee, former world champion from Santa Cruz, California, Sarah Hokom.
Hey, I'm Sarah Hokom, PDGA number 34563. My supporters are Legacy Disc, Paragon, Cali Connection, and my favorite hole out here is hole number 13, my favorite number.
Next on the tee from Bend, Oregon, former world champion multiple times and current reigning Rocky Mountain Women's Disc Golf Champion, Valerie Jenkins.
I'm Valerie Jenkins. My PDGA number is 17495, sponsored by Innova, Huck Lab, Grip Equipment, and Keen Footwear. And at the Rocky Mountain Women's Disc Golf Championships, my favorite hole is number 16. It's shooting over a bunch of tall grass. I bogeyed it the last 2 rounds, and so I'm gonna birdie it today. It's gonna be my favorite hole ever.
Next on the tee from Plano, Texas, former multiple world champion Paige Pierce.
My name is Paige Pierce. My PDJ number is 29190. I'm sponsored by Prodigy Disc, Twisted Fire, Keen, Bearded Brothers, and Whale Sacks, and Cali Connection. So my favorite hole out here is probably hole 2 now since I aced it. I don't think I could top it now, but yep.
John, I have about 1 minute. Next on the tee from Aurora, Colorado, Rocky Mountain Women's Disc Golf Championships 2011 champion, Paige Bjerkaas.
Hi, my name is Paige Bjerkaas. My PDGA number is 33833. My sponsors are Dynamic Discs, Fade Gear, Throw Colorado, and my favorite hole out here is number 20.
And finally, on the lead card, from Stockholm, Sweden, Bygde.
My name is Bygde. My PDJ is 8559. My favorite hole out here is hole number 22, obviously. And my sponsors are Prodigy Disc and Under 54 Disc Golf.
Ragna came up short of the water here on the first hole. She'll be taking a 3. And Paige Pierce makes good on her first birdie attempt of the day here on hole number 1. Val Jenkins' putt is just a bit short. Bjerkaas with an easy tap in for the birdie 2. Ragna will be tapping in for her 3. Hokom with the CTP and winning the Vibram disc. And Val Jenkins will take a 3. 3 birdies and 2 pars. We're going to move on to the famous hole number 2. Sarah Hokom on the tee here. Long and OB. Paige Pierce aced this hole yesterday and is now just 6 feet away. Paige Bjerkaas going with a forehand and is just 2 feet away. Val Jenkins not much for throwing forehand shots unless she absolutely needs to. Is throwing a standstill AVR turnover shot. And she'll have a putt from 15. And Ragna throwing a forehand and just missing the basket. She's left with 25 feet. Just off the side of the cage. And Ragna converts on the birdie. Val Jenkins easily converts as well. Both of the pages within just a few feet of the pin here. Hokom takes a rare bogey. And Bjerkaas taps in with the easy birdie.
Hold it.
Bjerkaas throwing her claymore.
Nice line.
Jenkins with a lower turnover driver. Bygde correcting for her OB yesterday. She's just a bit short. And Hokom throwing her legacy outlaw forehand, which sets up nicely here.
Great shot.
She'll have a putt for 2. Long running jump putt by Pierce. And just short by Bjerkaas. And Hokom makes up for her previous bogey stroke with the only birdie here on hole number 3. Val Jenkins uncharacteristically wide on that last shot. And no problems cleaning up. Rarely does she miss a putt. Pierce with no problems. Bjerkaas and Bygde will also tap in for their threes. We're through 3 holes. We're going to move on to hole number 4. Huge shout out to Colorado Trailers supporting the event this weekend. Thank you for everything you guys do. Hokom going with a slight turnover and finds herself within 20 of the pin. Pierce likely throwing a putter of sorts here. Looks like that is going to be hyzering out slightly, but she's going to be pin high. And Bjerkaas, a little too much angle, but again, pin high. She's actually right next to Paige Pierce. And like the previous 2 shots, finishing slightly left. We'll see if Ragna adjusts and gives it a little bit more hyzer, I think. And she's past the pin on the right-hand side. Val Jenkins has those branches to contend with. That forced her somewhat to the left. Paige Pierce will have a straight shot here. Open look at the basket. And Paige just barely misses left. Bjerkaas is going to have a similar putt, just a few feet closer. And Bjerkaas makes good for the birdie 2. And after throwing a Prodigy F5, Bygde cashes in on the birdie. Hokom closest to the pin here after throwing a Legacy Outlaw. And Hokom makes good. Val and Paige will card the par 3s. Rest of the group with birdie 2s. Hokom throwing a joker off the tee. Safe shot here by Bjerkaas. The basket is very protected. Catching a tree on the right-hand side. It's Bygde with her M3. Pierce throwing her PA2 putter and gets a safe sign. Val Jenkins has a Glow Champion rock. Looks to be a good shot by Val, also getting the safe sign. Great shot by Ragna. Hokom is up and gets caught up just short of the pin. And Jenkins' straddle putt is just a bit short. And Hokom's straddle is just short. And Ragna's in for the 3. Jenkins looking to do the same after being just a bit short on her straddle putt. So albeit only 216 feet, very challenging hole number 5 here. OB on the left-hand side of the fairway, the water, and then bushes on the right-hand side, but Paige Bjerkaas just puts it 2 feet away, cards the birdie 2. Great looking shot by Bjerkaas. Beautiful shot by Paige Pierce. Ragna's a little short on left. Val Jenkins next on the tee. Val Jenkins throwing our Glow Champion rock, 288 feet on this hole, just a bit short. Sarah Hokom throwing a Firebird forehand. Playing the turnover, looking for that to get right. And it looks like it may be in bounds, however, we're not sure.
I got over on it.
And Big D makes good on the birdie.
Let me go see where that went out.
Hokom in for the penalty 3. She manages to save the par after going OB. It did carry left of the sidewalk. In fact, it landed on the sidewalk. Bjerkaas capitalizes and takes the birdie 2. Val Jenkins left with less than 10 feet. And Val making it look easy. And Paige Pierce just 2 feet past the pin. She's going to have an easy tap in here. So 4 birdies and a par save. Solid putting here on hole number 6. Paige Bjerkaas on the tee here on hole number 7. The shot is pretty much a stall shot up and over. However, it looks like Bjerkaas was caught up by the final tree. I confirmed with Pierce, who had said that the vantage point from behind the tee wouldn't be any better to be able to see the disc actually in flight. So if the players get up and over these trees, we should be able to see it come in. Pierce going with a lower route than we saw yesterday. However, she was the only person to not birdie it yesterday. She went up and over and it finished hard left by 40 feet. So today she went with a slightly different plan. And Big D with a stall, landing right of the pin. I believe Val Jenkins has a rock in her hands, if I recall. And also short. That seems to be a very popular tree if the players throw straight up the middle but come up short. You'd expect to see a forehand out of Hokom here. And also hitting the tree. Val Jenkins with a long jumper, just tickles the chains. Bjerkaas looks to be within 40 feet of the pin. Ragna has about 30 feet for her birdie here. And just slipping out on that right-hand side. Paige, about the same distance. She's got a slight headwind here. And right into the heart of the chains. Pierce makes good. Again, she was the only player to not birdie it yesterday. Slight adjustment gets her the 2 today. Hokom with the last opportunity in the group for a birdie. She seems to be about 30 feet as well. And Hokom comes up short. We will see 4 pars and a solo birdie by Paige Pierce. Paige Pierce on a tear here this morning. Fighting through the tree limbs here. She's going to have a long look at a putt from there. She told me on the previous hole that she actually hit a tree near the tee area. Otherwise, she was going to find herself OB in the road. And a beautiful shot here by Paige Bjerkaas, leaving herself within 25 of the pin. I am standing on this sidewalk, which is out of bounds. If the players throw to their right of this sidewalk, so that is considered OB. Big D gets caught up. I chose this vantage point as it was pretty narrow off the tee, and once the players released the disc, it was nearly impossible to follow it yesterday. Well, Jenkins coming in and gets a skip near the tree. It almost looks like it hit the dirt patch at the base of the tree. And our leader after 2 rounds, Sarah Hokom, I believe, has just a one-stroke lead at the moment, as Paige Pierce has been on a tear all morning. But Hokom answers here with a birdie look from just 15 feet. Bygde is facing at least 100, maybe a little more than 100 feet, with a somewhat low ceiling and a headwind. And she's approached to within 10. Pierce has at least 50 feet here. This is going to be a long jump putt for Pierce. Certainly within her range. And just a bit right. And a rare miss by Val Jenkins. Almost seems as if something distracted her. It was incredibly uncharacteristic of her to not either make it or at least draw a medal. Val got a very unique skip near the dirt patch off that tree. And Bjerkaas is able to capitalize on a solid drive. Oh, and that was dancing. Almost wanted to come out. Hokom is going to have a sigh of relief there. Again, Hokom and Bjerkaas carting the birdie twos. Bygde, Jenkins, and Pierce all should easily be tapping out here for the threes. We are 1/3 of the way through this final round of 24 holes. You're watching the Rocky Mountain Disc Golf Championships presented by Dynamic Discs. Coverage brought to you in part by Vibram. Trust your rubber. Bjerkaas going with a high spike hyzer, landing right next to the pin. Hokom with a beautiful shot. The forehand, the crowd loves it. And Pierce trying to ring up another one. Ragna asking for it to stop. It's carrying wide right. And Val's carried right, what may be OB. No, looks like he got the safe sign.
Disc golf guy, controversy now. What's going on?
Nate Doss, explain what happened here.
Just a little bit of luck, man. Just need it.
Skill.
I don't know what happened, but it was awesome.
Jenkins just short. She's got another dot. And Big D's uphill putt is also just short. No problems for Hokom after her forehand Firebird shot. We see Bjerkaas and Paige Pierce both just literally inches away from the basket. Pierce telling Bjerkaas, "You're out," all of by a few inches. After a short break, the Women are throwing over this pond here on hole number 10. They estimate it's at most 200 feet to clear the pond. Sarah Hokom throwing her Icon Outlaw. Very nice turnover on that. That's a great angle to attack this pin. She's going to be short, but very nice shot. Pierce with a mid-range. And she is putting. Some may say that puts her on the dance floor. And a nice looking turnover shot by Bygde. She's going to be left of the pin, but with a long putt. I apologize for missing Val's drive. However, that was her look at birdie 2 from 30 feet. And Bygde's putt is just a bit short. And after Bjerkaas' forehand came up that much short, she's going to now be taking a bogey 4. And Paige Pierce stalls briefly. However, her M4 mid-range puts her that far away. She's going to card the birdie 2. Picking up a stroke or more on the entire group here. These women are through 10 holes. We're going to move on to the OB protected Peninsula Green on hole number 11. Great looking shot here by Paige Pierce. She's going to be right next to the pin.
Yeah, nice shot.
Ragna right side and a bit low on that. As you've seen, you're not going to get any skips out here this weekend on this long grass. Val Jenkins with a beautiful shot. She'll have a good look at 2 from there. Bjerkaas 5th to tee. And that probably stayed safe. We'll find out in a moment. Ragna makes good on the downhill birdie 2 attempt. Sarah Hokom will be next to putt. Sarah Hokom is good as well. The slightly downhill putt. Val Jenkins, after throwing her classic AVR, was within 20 feet. And slipping out on that right-hand side, Jenkins feels as if something might be a little off here today. Bjerkaas is good, and Paige Pierce left with, I'd say, less than 8 feet, maybe 6 feet. And another birdie for Pierce. We have a great battle going on here. We're about to cross the road and hit the back half. And the second longest hole here on the course, hole number 12. Maybe tied for the second longest, that is. Hokom working that left-hand side. Third to tee, Ragna. Ragna third to tee here. Distance is certainly her strong suit. She's going to have a look from there. Nice crush here by Paige Bjerkaas. Val Jenkins last to tee. And a beautiful shot here by Val, making it through. We're going to see who can make a long putt here on hole 12. Sarah with a perfect backhand approach.
Get in.
Oh, just off the front. Val with a long jumper. And a little grip lock there by Bjerkaas. Pierce here with the only remaining birdie opportunity. And Pierce is just a bit on the strong side.
There you go, Paige.
Pierce will tap in. I expect to see the same from all 5 of the women. Hole number 12 playing all of 354, and I would say even a little bit longer. Again, 5 pars. We're halfway through. Sarah Hokom currently sitting on a 1-stroke lead.